And Oyster Bay, there's Emily Vomvis in the road purple over purple. For Oyster Bay, they have brought up a freshman in Caitlin Pelleccia to become their main draw controller. She has really specialized and become a student of this position this season, has become a big factor as Pelleccia looking to self-draw. And we have a whistle going against Pelleccia. And Seaford's Gina Toscano, who is their freshman draw controller, is able to pick it up. Steven Sunzenik, Bob Sorosky, Jerry Cunningham doing the honors. Portia Lack is at the table as the fourth official. So here is Seaford to open up with the first possession this hot afternoon as they'll drive here down the alley and whip it down low. For the first possession and the feed inside, Caitlin Costello got it from the wing, and Seaford starts off quickly, a goal 33 seconds in. So freshman Caitlin Costello able to finish playing on that right side of the good ball movement, and she got the feed to make it 1-0.
And that's the best thing you want to do is right from the get-go, get the opponent on their heels, and this is a terrific job just passing the ball and being patient. They got a shot off right away. So a terrific job to start.
Jacqueline Gryzelezic able to pick up the assist, but there is Costello to make it 1-0. Just a freshman that plays out and receives a lot of open passes from all the slides that some of the stars get. And here for Oyster Bay, Vanessa Yu quickly scooping up the ground ball, loves to push. Got it ahead to Jessica Dugan. And here are the Vikings under Coach Charlie Rizzuto, being that they are much more athletic this season, particularly on the defensive end. And that's how they came back off of a 7-9 season a year ago, where they lost to Cold Spring Harbor in the C championship game. So they have that experience. They've been to the last two C finals, losing to Cold Spring Harbor.
But that's what you want to do. You want to get the opportunity to get there. So they've done that and know what it's like to make it all the way. And this is a team that likes to share the ball. So I think you're going to see some patience on the offensive end here.
Michelle Yu, and she'll go outside to the wing. And back behind Facetto for Lauren Orlowski, who's returning from a torn ACL suffered 2 years ago, and finally has been herself and gotten healthy. Been a big step. Here's the shot inside. It was blocked in tight, trying to get the shot off Michelle Yu on Dugan, but the ground ball dug out behind. Here's Jessica Lane, and one of the two freshmen that's starting the attack, and Oyster Bay will continue the possession.
But that's the way to stay with it.
Pass was knocked down, feed inside to the front, and the shot just missed. Jessica Lane, she got a good pass from Jessica Dugan, and the backup along here to Oyster Bay.
And I almost wonder if Lane felt like she was almost too open. This is a nice job coming around the crease, and it's a wide open look, and Lane couldn't get it.
And then we'll get shooting space, so wave off the shot and the goal from Vanessa Yu. And they'll put her on the 8-meter. Well, the two Yu sisters, we saw them 2 years ago here on Fios. How quick and explosive they are. Vanessa Yu at the top looking for the quick jump. A signee with Yale, already two-time All-County, and a shoo-in for her third. And taking the shot, she hits the right pipe. Up and away past Dana Dugan, no relation. And the Seaford goalie under some fire here. Opening moments. And the feed inside, Jessica Dugan underneath. Missed the extra pass for Lauren Orlowski. And Seaford will survive their first defensive possession.
And Oyster Bay did a nice job that possession, just continuing to get possessions, got rebounds off of the goals, but couldn't put one in, so I think Seaford really lucked out there.
A pipe, a missed shot, then a turnover. So here's Dana Dugan on the outlet. And the Seaford Vikings with Molly Van Dusen, a 4-year starter that will play in Division II Malloy. She's one of the leaders there. And her pass for Caitlin Costello is off. And the ride by Oyster Bay does some damage. And now looking at transition, here's Michelle Yu. On the sprint ahead. All the way to goal. And eventually stopped here inside the 8-meter. Shovel pass, feed inside, and Dugan making the save. The rebound, that is still loose, and it trickles wide before Dana Dugan eventually will cover.
You just kind of smell Oyster Bay's ability to get a goal in. I mean, they're about to get one in because they look really assertive from the start. They're just not able to finish, and this is off the good defense. Nice passing here, but the shot was just right at Dugan, and Dugan's able to just grittily get it and get the stop. She's so tough in there.
That was Lauren Orlowski with two good looks after it was Vanessa Yu that had the transition. Both she and sister Michelle play so similarly, but they're both dynamic. Michelle, the junior, and Vanessa, the senior. So here is Dana Dugan now facing the full field ride And her pass will be looped in for Ali Palermo. And Palermo with great wheels, a verbal to Northwestern. Leads a 4-on-3. Ali Palermo to goal, and she sticks the shot.
Wow, that speed. And Palermo has got that speed you need in the open field. I mean, look at this. This is, first of all, a great clear by Dugan. Dugan clears it out very, very nicely, and then you get it to Palermo. Palermo's wide open, and she puts the jets on and barely has to maneuver. She goes straight at the goal. So that's a terrific job. Heading to Northwestern, as you mentioned, she's got 5 gears of speed, as Coach Dankenbrink told us, and you just saw one of them.
That might have been the highest gear out of all 5 speeds. So Ali Palermo with her 54th, a returning all-county player, and so much natural talent there. And Oyster Bay, despite having the bulk of the possession and the shots, they trail this one 2-0. And back they go here to Caitlin Pelleccia against Gina Toscano. And Pelleccia looking to draw it back, and our official will have them redo it. Pelleccia's become such a student of the game. Coach Katie Rotan, who starred at LIU Post, was on a team that reached 2 national championship games, has been working personally with Pelleccia, who's really put it and devoted a lot of time into the science of draw controlling. Onto the wing, Toscano reaching for it, and on the wing it's picked up by Seaford. So the Seaford Vikings ahead. Grace Pupke, the 8th grader, and worked it outside to Caitlin Costello. And now eventually the stick of Alyssa Mallory. We've only played 4.5 minutes, but there's been a great tempo to this game, as Palermo will go outside here for Costello.
And both teams have a lot of weapons, and these are 2 pretty young teams where a lot of the youth are getting experience early.
And there's a foul outside as Jackie Grizalazic was bumped. Grizalazic, a varsity basketball player, 5'10", a natural lefty, that gives this Seaford team something different. Well, she's charging to the goal. Grizalazic across, and she was able to take the contact, but did not go for the and one. She decided to keep it. Instead, they'll put her on the 8.
And Grizalazic is tall. I mean, we saw her, we stood in front of her on the field, Ralph, and we were like, wow, she's tall, and that's going to really help her in lacrosse. She's got that ability to keep it high.
Her and her twin sister, Caitlin, both is starting. Caitlin's a midi. There's a shot save made by Emily Vomvis. Off the loose ball dug out by Caitlin Costello. Standing next to Jacqueline Grizalazic, listed 5'10". You know what?
Right.
Maybe last year she was 5'10".
Yeah.
I don't think she's 5'10" anymore. And that was the 3rd shot by Seaford.
And Seaford's getting some high percentage shots. They're being patient.
On the drive there, that shot is going to be stopped there by Vomvis. Excellent save there on Alyssa Mallory.
It's a nice job just being in the right spot. Both goalies being tested here early.
So here's Vanessa Yu looking for the clear. And across, it'll come here from Oyster Bay to settle the offense. Oyster Bay has had high-quality chances, including 1 pipe hit behind Dana Dugan. And outside, Ashley Dugan. There are 2 Dugan sisters on Oyster Bay. The goalie for Seaford also Dugan. Again, none of them, or at least the Oyster Bay and Seaford Dugan's, not related. There's Ashley Dugan. Now Michelle Yu facing the Seaford backer zone that Coach Charlie Rizzuto felt was very effective, and it has been this season. How can Oyster Bay, one of her keys to the game, Julianne, solve this backer zone effectively enough today? As that pass will skip back, and Jessica Dugan will pick it up ahead of the defensive Melanie Cassio of Seaford.
Well, I think they just need to be careful. They've got to move the ball well, and that's what Charlie Rizzuto said. You know, they've got to move the ball and make sure they're not taking rush shots. That's the key. You don't want to rush shots against the backer, and you're not going to be able to run plays. So you've got to be able to make the right cuts and dodges and get the ball to the right person.
It's Michelle Yu. She's one of those right people. She's able to weave through several Seaford players, and Michelle Yu gets Oyster Bay on the board.
And she has broadened her ability as a threat out there. I mean, that's something Charlie Rizzuto said to her before the season. He challenged her to broaden her skills, and this is a nice job with a change in speed, and she just gets that last little burst in there to get the goal off. And she's so quick, and a lot of focus is spent on her. And what's difficult about that is that Michelle has her sister as well, Vanessa. They got that little two-man team, two-woman team, or I should say, where you can't really put all of your eggs in one basket because the other person's going to step up.
That's been something Oyster Bay opponents have found out this year. Michelle Yu picking up her 46th. Passes her sister Vanessa, who also had 45 coming in. And another draw control won by one of the Yu sisters as Oyster Bay will charge in and have another possession. That's Vanessa Yu outside for Michelle.
But sharing the ball for this team has been what's enabled them to be successful all season.
Here's Ashley Dugan. So it's an up-tempo start to this game. 2 years ago, we broadcast this game on Verizon 501 Sports. Same exact teams, a lot of the same personalities on the field. It was 17-13. Michelle Yu on the drive. Michelle Yu again. Getting the step after good passing, and we're even up at 2.
And this is the thing that this team is so good at. They generate their own plays. They're not necessarily a team that runs plays every time down the field. They just know how to read each other, good chemistry. And Michelle Yu again, nice job dodging within the 8-meter mark here. And she goes low to that left-hand corner to really test Dana Dugan in goal.
So both goals for Oyster Bay belong to Michelle. She had 2 in the regular season game against Seaford. And back as a freshman in 2014, she had 4 goals, 1 assist against Seaford in that C semifinal shootout.
And she's really dodged differently and changed up her locations as she has been able to get shots off. I think that's helped her because it's more difficult to defend her now.
Ali Palermo that time took the draw control for Seaford against Caitlin Pelletier, and it is Palermo that picks it up. And always looking to push. Palermo all the way to goal! That's why that speed, those gears that she's able to go to, and Seaford back in front.
She's at another level speed-wise. I mean, she gets it and she just goes. She puts her head down and she's a full head of steam to get to the other end. This is all off of the draw control. This is a great hustle here. And Ali Palermo won that. And that's a ground ball. It's 50-50, and that's going to really help you. This is a team that hustles, and that's a hustle play that turns into a point at the other end. So a great job by Palermo.
So it's her second, and the transition has already shown itself in this one, less than 10 minutes in. And Ali Palermo, despite the 13-day layoff that Seaford has had, we'll talk about, and the speed has carried over. There's Michelle Yu off the draw circle, able to pick it up. And Michelle Yu trying to turn the corner on Caitlin Meyer. So we are all even on the draw controls, which will be a vital number today, as it always is. Now going to goal, Vanessa Yu. That shot off goal and carried back behind Shelby Cook. And a restart here for Oyster Bay.
This game's going to be a lot about defense because these two teams can score. So which team is going to be able to get some stops?
And which goalie may make a save or two that maybe they shouldn't. And back behind, Jessica Lane. Lane feed to the front, inside the shot. Dana Dugan reaching out, making the save. And the ball will go to Seaford. So Dana Dugan, maybe the first save a goalie has made, taking one away.
A nice job, though, by Dugan. She's very reactionary. She's good at getting her hands up, but she's always moving her feet. She's very active. I think we mentioned earlier in the broadcast she's a track star, so she can move her feet.
She stops Shelby Cook as Dana Dugan here faces the full field ride. Well, Dana has a very busy spring and a lot on her plate, Julianne, as we learned and did more investigation on. Dana, the day after this game, is running 2 track and field events in the Nassau County Divisionals, the 200-meter steeplechase, the 3,000-meter run. There's nothing against participating in 2 sports in a particular season. She does spring track and, of course, lacrosse here, varsity winter track, and then in the fall season, she was on the Seaford football team as a backup kicker for 2 years after paying her dues and being on the JV as a girl for 2 years, and she went 1 for 1 in point afters this season. So truly an athlete and someone that loves to compete, and I think that's understating it.
Oh, she definitely loves to compete. She's tough as nails, and she told us before the game she wants to be in the Marines someday. That tells you a lot right there, so she's a tough cookie.
Dana Dugan still looking for an outlet. And over the the top. She'll lob it on a bounce there to try to get it to Alyssa Mallory, who will get onto it. Alyssa Mallory will dump it off. Here's Palermo shooting, and that one off goal.
Wow. I'm surprised Mallory didn't take that shot herself. She was ahead of the pack. Very unselfish play, though. I know she's looking for Palermo, who's been hot. You want to get into the hot hand.
So Ali Palermo, you dodge again from the wing. Looking to roll inside. And then we'll continue. Excellent job defensively. Played down low by Megan Castro-Giovanni of Oyster Bay. Feed inside this one just off the stick of freshman or make it 8th grader Allie McMahon, who just checked in for Seaford. And finally, Oyster Bay looking for the clear from Ashley Dugan. And Dugan took the dangerous check.
And here you see the breakaway situation here by Seaford, and I do think this might have been just one extra pass by Mallory. I think Mallory was ahead of the pack, could have taken that, but I understand why she passed it. Palermo's been shooting well.
Shelby Cook will step into the box, a senior in her 3rd year starting. Out of the 4 years this Oyster Bay program has existed. As they lob it here to the wing, Jessica Dugan. And Dugan got inside the 8-meter and draws the foul. So they'll put her to the wing. Jessica Dugan, her older sister Ashley, as the junior midfielder. Charlie Rizzuto telling her, you're not a freshman anymore. We're in the playoffs. Quick jump, and that shot, Dana Dugan making the save.
And Dugan is so tough in there. I mean, we keep saying Dugan, but Dana Dugan here in goal, she's very good at those high balls. She's very ready for it. So a nice job. She's so good. And, you know, Kurt Dinkenbrink will occasionally put her on the field. So she's not just a goalie. She can do it all.
That's her 3rd save. She has 2 goals and an assist at the end of mop-up games where she will go in and shoot and score. So truly a competitor to add on to everything we've been talking about, as Caitlin Grisolazic, sophomore midfielder, will get the clearance. And here's Alyssa Mallory.
I think she's also much stronger than most players out there, and you can just really see it in her ability in goal.
So here's Allie McMahon. Already tremendous stick work and speed, and she's able to face dodge her way to the front. Allie McMahon is going to be